We are the Acoustic RVers, Jan
and Dave.
And we rolled into the Big Oaks campground in Tallahassee on January 27th.
I wasn't feeling very good, so I kind of missed the whole Big Oaks Tallahassee experience because I was sleeping pretty well the whole time, but I'm feeling better now. But as we were getting our RV set up, and I was up front running the slide out.
And I was standing next to the slide out, and I heard a crack and a crunch, 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 and I yelled at him to stop. And he stopped with the slide part way out, and we both went in to look and see what might be down in the slide out.
And that's when we found Mr. Ed. And the problem was one of Jan's top 5 things to take RVing.
It was my 22 DVD set of the entire Mr. Ed TV series.
Well, our Mr. Ed's videos rode up here all the way from Michigan through most of Florida, but going from Homosassa to Tallahassee, they ended up falling down here. And when we, like we said, when we put the slide out, they crunched up and down in this area here, but we were able to retrieve most of them.
And this is what we managed to pull out from the slide, but there were still 3 CDs missing. So we went around to the outside and we found 2 of the missing CDs stuck in the outside part of the slide out. So we still had another 1 missing. But the slide's working, so we're using it and not complaining. The live oaks of Tallahassee are magnificent, and you couldn't see them any better than right here at the Big Oaks RV Park. Let's take a look at some of these oak trees. This is the live oak that we were camped under, and we stayed here for 3 nights, which was a night longer than we planned to, but that was because Dave wasn't feeling well and he needed a good 3 days of rest to get his cold under control. I wanted to learn more about the oaks, so I went into the office to talk to the manager. I wanted you to tell me about this park because it's fascinating with the trees.
I know it's been here since 1947. The tree that's out there, the main big oak, is about 350 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very similar. Actually, I grew up in Tallahassee and didn't even know that was here. And we went to South Carolina in 2015 and saw one there called the Angel Oak. And that one's about, if I remember correctly, about 400 to 450 years old. And my wife saw some pictures of that tree and had to go see it. So we went and saw that. And then about 2 years later, we went full-time RVing and came to this park. And I walked over and saw that tree there. And I mean, I'd been here for 30 years before and didn't even know that it was here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you live in the park, or you just?
When we're here, yeah.
You're
We're full-time RVing, yeah.
Yeah. So where's your place that you gravitate around, Florida?
Well, we sold our house here about 2 years ago, and moved into the RV. And we own a clothing company, so we had to get that where we could do it mobily. And that took about a year, and then we left in June. We did 6 months up and down the East Coast, and now we're here for a couple months and then heading out west.
Oh, we're headed towards San Diego.
Oh yeah, maybe we'll see you on the road.
Well, we're slow, so you never know. But tell me how you run a clothing company out of your RV, and what is the name of your company?
It's called Country Bumpkin. It's countrybumpkin.com. We've got about 120,000 or so fans on Facebook. And do a ton of sales. a lot of the heavier items like hoodies and such are shipped from a warehouse up in Michigan, and we sell a lot of women's leggings, and those we ship from wherever we are on the road. I just every couple of weeks I have to replenish the inventory.
But that is so cool that you're able to make a living and stay on the road.
Yeah, and then my wife's a nurse, and she took off for the 6 months that we just did. She didn't work at all, other than she flew back and worked for a week in August. But this trip, when we head out west, she's going to do a travel nurse job.
What's a travel nurse job?
She's a cardiac nurse, and there's hospitals all over. If they are short on staffing or anything, they can actually contact these travel nurse agencies and get nurses in to fill those voids.
That'd be really helpful for
Yeah.
living on the road.
Mm-hmm.
So but that requires that you stay there for a certain.
Yeah, we'll be in each location. It's usually a 3-month contract. That's actually what kicked off our whole RVing full time. I already worked online. The kids were homeschooled, and in 2015 we went to South Carolina. She did a travel nurse job there just to try it out, and we loved the traveling, so we came back and sold everything. So.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for sharing your story.
Absolutely.
You'll see it on Acoustic RVers. A highlight of my time in Tallahassee was when my friend Robin came out to the motorhome, and since Dave wasn't feeling well, she took me to lunch at a really nice restaurant in Tallahassee. We went next door to a music store. I wanted to look for a guitar stand for the motorhome, but instead my eye was taken by a Taylor acoustic bass. It's a baby Taylor. It's very small and easy to play. And so I now have another guitar. After the guitar store, Robin took me to a park where we walked around a beautiful lake, and there were many more of those huge live oak trees. Later, Robin took me back to her beautiful home that she moved into a couple years ago, and I got to meet her fur babies, Riley and Max.